make you a power that could join the European Union, because Russia's not going to say no to the European Union. That's their business. Russia cares about Russia. Russia's done with Europe, but it could also create the conditions where Europe and Russia are able to peacefully coexist together. Now we get that European security framework that Russia always wanted. So there's a lot of good things that could come from this, from a peace treaty. It's an uphill struggle, but that's why Xi Jinping's visiting Moscow.
Well, when Ukraine lose all of its strategic utility to the West, if Russia, they take the Donbass, they now control the Sea of Azov, and then they control the whole coastal area of what is formerly Ukraine, and they have all of the fertile land and everything for farming. When Ukraine lose all of its geostrategic utility for the West after that?
Ukraine only exists to create conflict with Russia. And so if Zelensky buys into whatever peace plan is put in front of him, what he's basically saying is, I choose peace, not war. And the day of Western manipulation of Ukraine is over. I'm opting for the survival of Ukraine. And here's the deal. There's a growing awakening in the West that we've lost this conflict. I mean, we're just admitting that to ourselves. We can't supply them with anything else. Ukraine needs, I'm making it up, 1,000 units of artillery shells a month, and we can only provide them with 400 artillery shells a month. And if they're using 1,000, they're going to run out of the reserves. We can't replenish them. Then they don't have any artillery, and it's an artillery-driven war. And the Russians have a lot of artillery and a lot of ammunition, and Russia's going to win the war. There's nothing we can do to stop this. So from the West, the question is, you accept a peace that isn't a total defeat. In fact, you could claim, if you're the West, that suddenly you have to change your tune, though. The Russians stop being incompetent. You say, the overwhelming power of Russia was brought to a halt by the Ukrainian resistance that was enabled by our assistance. And yes, this is not the ideal situation, but it could have been much worse, because evil Putin wanted to eat all of Ukraine, and we able to stop him. And they can tell them those stuff at night, read the little tales before they go to bed at night so they don't have nightmares. But that is a face-saving mechanism, which is a heck of a lot better than going, well, Russia destroyed Ukraine, occupied everything, and we now are left holding an empty bag. So, yes, no matter what happens, the geopolitical architecture of Europe is going to be transformed. But you can make the outcome either bad for the West or awful for the West. And I think they're going to say that bad is good.